Hi, welcome to the MHS Wood Shop. Our next piece of equipment to cover is the bandsaw. The bandsaw is a versatile piece of equipment. It's going to be used in a lot of school shops and cabinet making shops, but it may not have a place on the mobile job site. The bandsaw would likely be replaced with a tool called a jigsaw or a saber saw, which would do the same things but just move it by hand. So what makes up the bandsaw is two wheels that are driven below by a motor, and it's a consistent band of steel with teeth all along this perimeter. Okay, the bandsaw is driven so that the band of teeth forces the blade down and through the table and then back around. So it has very basic components. It's got a drive motor, the band itself, the different wheels, a start and stop, and a miter gauge. So it's a versatile saw. It can do straight cuts like this or straight across, and it can also do nice radius curves like you see here. So where it might be utilized is more of cabinet making, furniture making, making crafts, or getting radius cuts on a construction site, if you had one in place. To operate the bandsaw, we need similar things to our other power equipment out in the shop. We need to have safety glasses on. We need to have our sleeves either rolled up or short sleeves. Have your lanyards, earbuds, or strings tucked in or taken off. No jewelry on. And then we get in a position where we can operate the saw safely, slightly off to one side of the blade or the other. We never want to get in a position where I'm pushing the blade and my next path is me encountering the blade surface. So I go slightly to the right or slightly to the left based on the cut I'm trying to make. Now, one of the most common things students will use the bandsaw for is to make a radius cut where you might be cutting and rounding off a corner, and you have a laid out line to do that. So this is probably the most specific use of the saw. Otherwise, if we're doing straight cuts, we're probably going to use a miter saw or the table saw to do that. So the availability of the bandsaw to be able to send the material through the blade while turning your hands and changing the material's path is what makes it so versatile. So we're going to do a quick cut of a common radius that might be cut in the wood shop, and then I'll show you the outcome and we'll get things cleaned up. Whenever we're cutting, we're going to keep your hands 4 inches approximately away from the blade. So that's a lot to think about because you're feeding the material, changing your angle, but keeping your hands safe at the same time. We shut off the saw. We let the blade come to a complete stop. Then we clear our materials, and then we check out our cut. So if you follow these simple steps, ask questions when needed, we should be able to operate this safely and efficiently.